I am excited to see Trump, for one. For two, I also am excited to see Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon was pardoned by Trump, right? What he was pardoned for was defrauding donors, because he was saying, I'm building a border wall, and he wasn't actually doing that. He was spending it on like personal stuff. That's why Trump had to pardon him.
Is it snooty to look at someone and immediately know, I'm not going to like this person one bit before they even say anything? I had that thought for like a second at the beginning. Maybe because I've seen his outfit somewhere before. Looking forward to seeing his two biggest male role models, Donald Trump and Steve Bannon. He looks like he's getting to that age where your thoughts will be seen as your own. So his mouth better be ready to cash the check he just wrote. Let's play that interaction again.
Steve Bannon was pardoned by Trump, right? What he was pardoned for was defrauding donors, because he was saying, I'm building a border wall, and he wasn't actually doing that. He was spending it on like personal stuff. That's why Trump had to pardon him.
So this kid either knows what Bannon did was wrong and doesn't care, or he's a million miles away and just responds to inquiring tones with a nod. I think he's old enough to understand when someone breaks the law. Luke Beasley here from the David Pakman Show is laying out everything Bannon did to grift money from his We Build the Wall supporters and convince Trump to get him out of trouble through executive power. And that, in the Trumpy era, is just a typical day to this kid.
I understand, because there's so many people within the conservative movement that I understand why you'd support them. They believe your things, but they directly defrauded the people that they now are hoping to support them. Like, how do you forgive Steve Bannon for that?
Yes, give us some clarity on why you think this is a one-time thing and Bannon isn't some morally deficient chaos agent.
You know, I still just listen to his podcast, so does my mother, and I just really like the way he speaks about issues, and I think he brings up good points regarding politics, for one.
Excuse me, I just need to take a quick scream in the corner. All better. Is my face red? That answer is a perfect example of why parents shouldn't be the only ones deciding what teachers teach and which ideas kids are exposed to in books. Mom's only exposing her son to opinions that support her beliefs, not necessarily the truth. So not only is she telling him who to listen to, she's teaching him not to think critically for himself. She's saying, listen to the authority figures in your life, Mommy, and the angry man on the radio. We're right about everything because we're older than you. And what they're saying Bannon did is overblown. What matters is that he's saying what makes us feel good. Well, then what's the point of separating fact from lies anymore? What's the point of having a democracy if it doesn't allow us to take more and give less? I can't imagine how many other young people are being pulled into this black hole of hatred, selfishness, blind loyalty, false morality, and idolatry across this country. The adults are the ones responsible for generational awfulness, so you can thank them. Because they are excusing the despicable, childish behavior of others and modeling that in front of their kids. Good citizens don't cheat, steal, lie, threaten, berate, and then point fingers and weasel their way out of punishment, like Bannon, Trump, and so many others do.
Paul Manafort ultimately pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges relating to money he earned working as an unregistered foreign agent for Ukraine. Manafort was also pardoned by Donald Trump. Michael Flynn, he was also accused of acting as an unregistered agent on behalf of the Turkish government. He did, of course, plead guilty to lying to the FBI about his communications with Russian officials, ultimately pardoned by Donald Trump. George Papadopoulos pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his contacts with Russians. He was also pardoned by Trump in 2020. Roger Stone. Before Stone's pardon, he was convicted of lying to Congress and witness intimidation back in 2019 and sentenced to 3 years in prison.
That's a lot of bad behavior to make excuses for. What that boy's mother should have done is sit him down and reveal to him that adults, even Republican ones, make mistakes, and some never learn their lessons. She should have said, Bannon took advantage of supporters' trust, and maybe we should be wary of what he's telling us about himself and the state of the border and the country. But she didn't do any of that, because Bannon is on her side, and the Republican Party is under siege 24/7. Think about it. There is a significant population in this country that believes that treating others the way you want to be treated is for suckers and losers. And they're raising a chunk of the next generation.